The Bills and the Jags. This wild card matchup is all about quarterbacks and legacy. Trevor Lawrence and the Red Hot Jags trying to announce themselves on a big stage, while Josh Allen and the Bills are chasing that long-awaited breakthrough. No Mahomes, no Burrow. Tommy, this one feels like a defining January moment for whoever survives. And with that, we got to welcome back in our guys, the co-hosts of Pushing the Pile podcast, Mike Renner and JP Acosta. Good to see the two of you, fellas. If Josh Allen is ever going to win a ring, this might be his only window, right? No Mahomes, no Burrow, no Lamar even in the AFC. And suddenly, Josh Allen is the most proven quarterback that is left standing. So the question here is whether the Bills can finally cash in on an open path, Mike.
I don't know, because to me, this is the weakest competition that he's faced, but this also might be the weakest roster he's found himself in the Buffalo Bills. He doesn't really have a number one wide receiver. This receiving core has not been good this year. Yes, the running game is great. Yes, the offensive line is great, but defensively, they have been no great shakes. There have been games this season where they have not been able to get the stop when it matters most. So it's going to take Josh Allen being a superhuman to do it. I wouldn't put it past him, but it's going to be tough because, again, I just don't think this is the best version of the Bills that we've seen so far.
I think this could be Josh Allen's best chance, but I also don't think it's because the AFC is weak. Considering 3 of the top 10 defenses in the NFL by EPA per play are all in the AFC. They're the Broncos, the Texans, and the Jaguars. I think that this conference doesn't get a lot of respect, even though that Drake May, MVP candidate, also in the AFC. You have a lot of really good play calling, a lot of really good coaching in this conference. And like Mike said, this Bills team isn't exactly strong. So yeah, this might be Josh Allen's best chance. This could also be the worst team that Josh Allen has had to take to the playoffs.
I got to say, Mike Renner out there throwing punches right at you, JP, talking about how there's no competition for the Bills in this one. We will get to your Jags in a second, but for Buffalo, obviously we know that it starts and it ends with Josh Allen. His legs and his off-script playmaking are the ultimate stress test for Jacksonville. But let's remove the obvious from this equation. And JP, who is a Bill impact player that you really are watching this week?
I'm going to the defensive line. I'm going to go with Deon Walker, defensive tackle. I think that Walker has played really well, especially when it comes to going backside on a lot of runs. He is a massive player at 6'7", 300-plus pounds. He has the ability to push the pocket as a pass rusher. He can win in 1v1 situations. And when the Jaguars have struggled offensively, in losses to the Rams, to the Seahawks, in losses to the Texans, they have struggled with pass protection through the middle of the offensive line, through their guards, through their center. If the Bills are going to try and frustrate this Jaguars offense, if they're going to try and create any negative plays, Deon Walker and that interior defensive line is going to have to cause havoc early and often.
I'm going to go with someone on the offensive side of the ball, and I'm going to go with Deion Dawkins, left tackle there for Buffalo, because I think his matchup decides this game offensively for the Buffalo Bills. Can he shut down Josh Hines Allen? Because I think just on paper, stylistically, he's a good, that's the type of edge rusher he does shut down, a power edge rusher. Deion Dawkins, one of the most powerful left tackles in the NFL. And so if Josh Allen has all day and has those clean pockets to step up into and can create those things outside of structure, yeah, this Bills offense is going to be tough to stop. But if he loses that matchup, if Josh Hines Allen, Trayvon Walker and company are living in this backfield, I don't know. I don't know if the Bills have enough to overcome it at that point.
All right, so let's talk about the other side here. And JP, we got to talk about your coach, Liam Coen, in year one, 13 wins, an AFC South title. He completely flipped Trevor Lawrence and the culture there. The only thing left to do is validate what they can do in January. So how would you grade Coen's first year in Duval?
Anything other than an A+ would be a little bit harsh. I mean, this team won 13 regular season games. They have won 13 or more regular season games for the first time since 1999. I was on a show earlier last week, and I said I was not alive the last time this team won 13 or more games. The last time they won 12 games was in 2005. I was 5 years old. Like, this is unprecedented in Jaguars history for a team to be this dominant to finish the season, and it feels like this team now they have an edge to them. They have an offense that can create answers from anything, from the run game through Trevor Lawrence playing really well. They have a defense. Anthony Campanelli has done such a good job with this defensive side of the ball that I think it gets sort of underrated because of how great Liam Coen is. But the fact that they're doing this in the first year with a first-year head coach, a 29-year-old offensive coordinator, all first-year coordinators, and a 32-year-old GM in James Gladstone, the fact they're doing all this with relatively new front office and new coaching staff truly is unprecedented.
A+, I would agree, and doing it with a very, very young staff. Mike, when you look at this game, though, who's an impact player for the Jags that we should all be watching come this weekend?
I'm going to be watching Parker Washington. You just look at the last 3 games where he had almost 350 yards to end the season. He has quickly become Trevor Lawrence's go-to guy, and especially against man coverage. You know, when you have to go win a route, he has averaged 2.65 yards per route run, a great figure there. And the Bills are a top 5 team in terms of success rate when playing man coverage. They have been very good in those sort of situations. So he's the guy I'm looking at. If he can consistently move the chains in those third and mediums, which is he's so good at doing, I think the Jags win this game.
I'm going to flip it to the defensive side of the ball. I'm going with Trayvon Walker, defensive end. I know Josh Hines-Allen's going to get a lot of attention for good reason, fourth the NFL in pressures, but Trayvon Walker is sort of the key to how the Jaguars want to defend the run. And against this Bills team, stopping the run is priority number 1. They're big, they're physical, and if I'm the Jaguars, I'm looking to match physicality immediately. With Trayvon Walker on the edge, you can be a lot more versatile in playing matchup ball up front. He's improved a lot as a pass rusher to the point where you can line him and Josh Hines-Allen up on the same side. They've gotten a lot of pressure from the interior with Trayvon Walker lined up as a defensive tackle. So I think for the Jaguars to match physicality, for them to set the edge in the run game, I think Trayvon Walker is going to have to live up to his number 1 pick billing on Sunday.
All right, fellas, only one thing left to do, and that is a prediction for this game. And Mike, you said it yourself. If this is a year for Josh Allen, it has to be right now. The talent necessarily isn't there. But can he do it? Because he's got to get through JP's Jags.
Yeah, I mean, there's no Mahomes sitting there. There's no Burrow sitting there. There's no Lamar sitting there, right? The 3 probably best quarterbacks in the NFL outside of Josh Allen. But there are some darn good defenses. And this Jags team is one of them, especially against the run, where they've been tops in success rate against. That means the Bills won't just be able to grind it out the way they love to do. And because of that, give me the Jacksonville Jaguars.
You already know what I'm going to say. It's the Jaguars. I'm picking the Jaguars in this game. I think that the defensive improvement is going to shine in this game, especially against a Bills offense that sort of doesn't really have answers in the passing game. I think they're going to be able to frustrate Josh Allen. And offensively, if they're able to generate the run game, if they're able to get Patrick McCarry back at right guard, Robert Hainsey has played really well at center. If they're able to attack this run defense of the Bills, which has been awful this year, and force the Bills onto their back foot, I think the Jaguars win this one.
All right, so that is 2 votes for the Jags this weekend. I'm sure I can see the smile. It's starting to come out on JP's face. There it is. There it is. Good stuff from Mike Renner and JP Acosta. If you want smarter football conversations without the noise, then check out Pushing the Pile for real insight, real opinions, and new episodes dropping weekly.
I just found a stat while you were talking about the fellows that does not go Buffalo's way.
Oh.
They're 0-8 on the road in the playoffs. The Bills haven't won a road playoff game in 33 years.
Yikes.
Before Josh Allen was born.
Oh.